Besides heading east to NYC, 7th graders headed north for their annual trip to Boston. I went along. Check it out. Welcome to the annual 7th grade trip to historic Boston. 93 students, accompanied by 10 chaperones, filled 2 buses for a 225-mile, 2-day excursion to one of the oldest cities in the nation. Boston was incorporated as a town in 1630. Its population is nearly 590,000. Students received a first-hand history lesson about the origins of the American Revolution. They also had lots of fun. For most students, it was the first time they stayed anywhere overnight without the presence of mom, dad, or any relatives. It was an opportunity for students to learn, to demonstrate responsibility, and to declare a little bit of our own independence. After the long Thursday morning drive, everybody was quite famished, in need of some leg stretching and perhaps a little shopping. The Quincy market did the trick. Students fanned out with buddies and in groups in search of their favorite grub. Some went for pizza, hot dogs, or chicken fingers, while others opted for salad. There was something for everybody. Even some very flexible street performers were on hand to entertain the lunchtime audience filled with tourists and locals. Growling stomachs appeased, it was time to start walking the Freedom Trail. First, students stopped at the Paul Revere House. It was built around 1680. It's the last remaining house from the 17th century that still stands in Boston. Paul Revere owned this house from 1770 to 1800. The Old North Church, built in 1723, was the next stop. By April 18, 1775, British commanders in Massachusetts had given orders to confiscate weapons that rebellious colonists had been storing. Revere and the Sons of Liberty devised a plan to alert their countrymen that British troops were approaching by sea. Revere was to ride the countryside, alerting patriots that the British were on the march. But he needed a backup plan in case he was captured. So on that night, around 10 p.m., Robert Newman, the church caretaker, climbed the 14 stories of the tallest building in Boston, lit 2 lanterns, and placed them on the steeple window, thereby alerting fellow patriots that the British had arrived by sea. The amazing New England Aquarium was the next stop. While African penguins are a very popular exhibit, the giant ocean tank is the star attraction. The tank is home to 600 animals. It's 23 feet deep, 40 feet wide, and holds 200,000 gallons of water. The oldest tank resident is Myrtle, the giant sea turtle. Myrtle has lived at the aquarium since 1970. She weighs over 500 pounds and is believed to be at least 70 years old. Students seem to be impressed with the aquarium.
So far, I think the best part probably had to be the aquarium. You got to see lots of interesting animals.
The penguins were awesome. Yeah, and the aquarium.
My favorite part so far was the aquarium. The penguins were really cool, and you got to see like them swimming and eating, and they had a nice gift shop too, and they had a lot of good stuff in there.
Watching the penguins and all the other exhibits, it was really fun.
My favorite part of the Boston trip is going to the aquarium so far, because you get to see sharks and like seals and penguins and stuff, and I think that's pretty interesting.
The whirlwind day continued as students attended a late afternoon performance of Blue Man Group. After the show, students met the Blue Men and snapped some photos. And then it was dinner time at Bertucci's Brick Oven Restaurante. Pretty fancy name for a pizza joint. Nevertheless, the pizza was reportedly very good, except that...
Can you believe that? No garlic.
They have no garlic, that's all I have to say.
After dinner, students had an hour of free time back at Quincy Market. The hour was perhaps a taste of what college might be like.
My favorite part of the trip was the aquarium.
Can you tell me why?
Because it's animals.
I really enjoyed Boston so far. I liked the Blue Man Group the best. It was really good.
Boston was fantastic. I really enjoyed the Blue Man Group. They were all like spastic everywhere.
I really enjoyed Boston. I liked the freedom and the Blue Man Group.
The day was really good. We saw Blue Man Group. That was exciting. Went to Quincy Market. That was pretty cool. Got ice cream. Vanilla with sprinkles, awesome.
No garlic.
It was pretty good. We had a lot of fun, especially at Quincy Market, where there was no garlic.
The pizza was good, the ice cream's good, and the whole trip was good. No garlic.
I got a yo-yo.
After spending the night at a hotel near Boston, it was time for a buffet breakfast, and then it was back to the big history lesson. Students visited the Hartwell Tavern. Built in 1733, it was the home of Ephraim and Elizabeth Hartwell and their 14 children. But we'll let an expert tell us the rest.
3 of their sons were Lincoln Minutemen. They fought on April 19, 1775, literally in their front yard, because the road that runs in front of the house is the Bay Road. It's the road the British troops used to march to and from Concord on April 19, 1775, which was the first day of the American Revolution. Their home was also a tavern where they could entertain guests that were traveling along this busy road, especially drovers, who are people that have cattle with them that they're bringing to Boston.
And then it was on to the site where the American Revolution began. Once again, we'll travel back in time and let a native explain.
This is where the first shots of the American Revolution took place. Back here into the grass here. The British came from Boston, which is 11 miles down this road. They stepped here on the green. Their mission was to go down this road to our left-hand side here to Concord, which is where the colonists were storing ammunition and weapons. But when they saw 77 militiamen standing here, they decided to sweep them off and take their weapons. So they came up into the grass. There was a shot that rang out. Nobody knows who fired that first shot, but after that shot, many of the British started to fire into the militia. The militia ran away. They really didn't fight back. Some of them did shoot, but 8 of them were killed and 10 were wounded. 1 British soldier was wounded, but it was a very one-sided affair here. And after that, the British continued down the road here to Concord, 6 miles away. That's what started the American Revolution.
Back on the bus, students and teachers were upbeat as they headed back to Quincy Market for lunch. Then it was on to the last part of the trip, the much-anticipated Boston Duck Tour. The converted World War II vessel provided a tour that starts on land and then splashes into the Charles River. Many Washington Park students were able to drive the duck on the Charles. On the way home, the reviews were very good. Everybody seemed to have a great time.
My favorite part of the trip was the duck tour. I really liked how I went into the water, and it was really cool and fun.
Probably the rooming, since we got to be with our friends and stuff.
Probably hotel room with my friends. We had a lot of fun.
My favorite part was the Blue Man Group because they threw food at us and it was really interesting.
The aquarium because it was one of my first times going to an aquarium.
My favorite part of Boston was the bus ride because you're with all your friends and just like hanging out.
My favorite part of the trip was Thursday night when we went to Quincy Market because like we got to just like hang out with our friends and take pictures and like flirt with the boys and stuff.
We went to the Blue Man Group because I thought they were pretty funny and it was kind of like a new thing for all of us.
Going to Quincy Market because we got to hang out with all of our friends and shop and just hang out and talk and take a lot of pictures. We have a lot of memories.
No, he's aquarium because I like seeing new different kinds of sea animals.
The aquarium because I got to see like the penguins and stuff. And I also like the Blue Man Group.
The aquarium. Why? Because the penguins were very cool and the seals were just amazing. Another part I liked is Quincy Market. That was because we got to hang out with our friends and go shopping.
The favorite part of this Boston trip was the Blue Man Group because it was so funny and like random and I think it was like entertaining and sensational.
I liked the duck tours because the guy that was driving our boat, whatever, was like really funny.
Duck tour. We had a great time because I love the way the boat or vehicle went from the land into the water, and all the kids and I got a chance to drive the boat.
Let me see, I love the Blue Man Group. We had a lot of fun there. I loved seeing the kids get all excited when everything was coming off the stage and they were walking through.
I like seeing the penguins, and I also like seeing the tank itself because it's circular and the kids have a good time with it.
My favorite part of the trip is when everything goes smoothly and relatively according to plan. I really like the aquarium because that's the animals, but I like when everything goes smoothly and all the kids have a great time and all the chaperones have a great time and we get home safe. That's my favorite part.
Boston was a fun and educational trip.
That's true. It was actually my favorite school field trip.